Within yards of the Shenango River, where it joins the Susquehanna River in Binghamton, New York, stands the Roberson's Mansion. An impressive building that is built from red and white brick, surrounded by deep black wrought iron gates and fences. Pillars shaped in a semicircle with 5 steps and a central handrail welcome visitors through the front door of number 30 Front Street. Alonzo and Margaret Roberson were the owners of this house that spans 3 floors. It comprises a total of 26 rooms and is home to 11 fireplaces. Alonzo, a carpenter, and Margaret, a schoolteacher, acquired the land in 1904 when Alonzo inherited his father's lumber company. At the time of purchase, 2 other buildings were already built upon the land, but they were not enough for the Robersons, who desired a home that was bigger and better than any that had ever been seen before. Within months, the buildings were demolished, leaving room for the Roberson Mansion to begin taking shape. Hiring the Binghamton architect C. Edward Vosbury, an Italian Renaissance-style mansion was designed and created. Vosbury came with a resume that captured his organized and elegant designs, which spanned many exemplary properties in Binghamton. Completed in 1907, the house has an antique stairway in the center of the lobby. No expense was spared when choosing the best wood, the stained glass windows, and the compilation of modern technologies, from the intercoms and elevators to a library that was filled with books. Potter and Stuymas were the firm that was chosen for the interior decoration of the house. Featuring silk, damask, and different wood for each room, there was nothing but grandeur to please the Robersons' expensive tastes. The Robersons were known in the neighborhood for being exceptional at everything they did. The locals described them as very generous people who looked after their workers very well. It was common knowledge that Alonzo Roberson provided accommodation within the servants' wing for any staff who would take it. If employees had other commitments, then he would ensure that stable accommodation was available off the grounds. There was no doubting that they were known for their generosity. The Robersons were not afforded children, so they had no one to leave their legacy to. As Alonzo was nearing his death, with no heir to inherit his fortune, he conversed with other wealthy advisors to decide the fate of the house that they had worked so hard on and loved so much. Finally, it was decided that the mansion would become an education center for the community. Alonzo was pleased that this would honor his wife's career in teaching. While Alonzo passed away in 1934, his widow continued to reside at the Roberson Mansion until she too died in 1953. At once, the personal belongings of the Robersons were sold at auction to release funding for what is now named the Roberson Museum and Science Center. The ghost of Alonzo Roberson. It is alleged that the kind man who financed and built the extravagant mansion is a gentleman that continues to frequent it, in some ways unable to let go of his legacy, possibly ensuring that his life continues to be generous and helpful to others. Since opening as a museum and science center to the public, many visitors have had to run from the house. Several have described being followed by Alonzo himself or hearing strange noises that could have been likened to a throat clearing. This is something that Alonzo was known to do while still alive. In 2019, another incident took place. While the mansion underwent some redecoration ready for the reopening, the decorator and his family were in the house working hard when they heard a man clearing his throat on the 2nd floor. These events did not deter visitors to the mansion, however, and a multitude of sightings have continued to be voiced. Children have even pointed at paintings of Alonzo on the wall after fits of laughter and told their parents that the man in the picture was walking with them, pulling funny faces. Further visitors have described doors being shut behind them if they have been too loud. Others have seen Alonzo standing by his front door, watching the world go by. Not very long goes by without echoing in the halls or somebody seeing a man who could not bear to say goodbye. Alonzo's not the only recorded ghost at the Roberson Mansion either. There have been some reports of a man wearing a West Point uniform wandering the halls, a Native American mother singing to her child, and even the play of children can be heard within the rooms. Listed on the Register of Historic Places in 1980, the Roberson Mansion is not going anywhere. Maybe Alonzo will be staying too. This story was taken from realhaunts.com, and I'll leave the link in the description. When I went and visited the Roberson Mansion, I was pretty much the only person in the building, so it was very creepy and very creaky. The floors are very loud. But you can see here that so much love and detail went into this house, so it's no wonder it's probably still haunted by the owners. I know I'd haunt it. If you'd like to plan your trip to the Roberson Mansion, just go to roberson.org. Admission is free for children under 4, just $6 for students and seniors, and $8 for adults. This is a huge place, so be sure to take a few hours. There's an entire museum and planetarium connected, gift shop, all sorts of fun, cool exhibits to see, and there's a whole section on cats that I saw. Another cool exhibit that the museum boasts is the largest public model train display. It's a permanent exhibition open all year round, and it depicts the 1950s era with regional landscapes including Binghamton, Johnson City, Owego, Endicott, and parts of northern Pennsylvania. You'll want to visit this place often because exhibits do change. There's just so much to do. I hope you enjoyed this quick little tour around the Roberson Mansion, and until I see you next time, remember you guys, keep it paranormal.